In scientific terms, yogurt is a product of bacterial fermentation of milk. For most of us, though, it's a creamy, tangy treat, and it's been enjoyed around the world for centuries. Making yogurt is simple. Heat milk, cool it down, add a yogurt culture, and let it sit in a warm place for a few hours. Country View Dairy in northeast Iowa elevates this simple process to an art form, and they do it on a large scale, producing original, Greek, and frozen yogurt in a variety of flavors. It began in 2002 when Dave and Carolee Rapson, who are Mennonite and prefer not to appear on camera, moved to Iowa to start a dairy farm. A few years later, the dairy industry was facing economic challenges, so the Rapsons decided to think about ways to produce a more creative and unique product. Yogurt was the answer.
It is done right here on the farm. We're using quality milk. It comes straight from the cow within minutes from getting milked in the morning to the tank inside the creamery and made into yogurt by the end of the day.
Milk is pumped from the milking parlor across the farm to the creamery, where it's pasteurized at a very high temperature. Once it cools down a bit, yogurt cultures are added.
This takes about a medicine cup full for a 2,500 pound batch of yogurt. There's different cultures depending on what yogurt we're making, Greek or original, but definitely have to be kept in the freezer. Otherwise they'll start doing their thing. Once that freeze-dried culture hits the heat of the milk, then those cultures start multiplying, and the actual yogurt making starts the minute it hits the milk. So there's a lot of action in the processing room once that happens, because then the clock is ticking. They have 2 hours to 2.5 hours, depending on what we're making, to get it all flavored into the different flavors, into all the different size cups, and back into the incubation room.
The cultured milk is packed into the containers it will be sold in and moved to the incubation room. The optimal temperature to thicken the milk into a curd is between 108 and 110 degrees.
These are in the process of incubating. You can see the tops are puffed up, but the cultures are multiplying and creating milk into yogurt. This is lemon custard. This will be ready in about 6 hours to pull into the cooler, and then they'll sit in the cooler overnight and be ready to ship out in the morning. There's two things that make Greek yogurt Greek yogurt. The protein has about double the protein of original style yogurt, and it's also quite a bit thicker than original style yogurt.
The Rapsons do not homogenize their milk. That's why there's a thin layer of cream on top of their yogurt. Visitors are welcome to come to the farm. You can shop for Iowa products and watch the yogurt being made.
That's one thing Dave and Carolee had in mind from the beginning when they built this. They added this little farm store area with the viewing window so they can actually come and see not only the cows where the milk is coming from, but they can actually watch the yogurt being made. And then we always have a calf or two out front if the kids, anyone would want to get up close and personal with the calf and see one for themselves, they can check that out as well.